Good evening, team, wherever you are in the world. Welcome, welcome. My name is JJ, and yeah, you're watching Next Level JJ. Now, for those of you with an eagle eye, would have noticed the stream started a half an hour earlier than anticipated. I yet again underestimated the amount of setup that I need to do to change between my rigs. So, all part of the learning game. You've got to set up things way in advance. But hey, here we are. We're all set up, got a green screen set up, and tonight's just going to be about a little bit of fun. I just want to play F125, as the title suggests, COTA Cowboys. So next week they're racing down in Texas, land of the Longhorn in Austin, and they're racing at a circuit called Circuits of the Americas. So COTA is the short name for that. But hey, look, first and foremost, you can hear this beautiful music. I always sing a bit of praise out to Harris Heller from Stream Beats. I use them for all my streams. Super chill, super cool music. And as I always say, I even listen to them when I'm not streaming. So it's really good. So what are we going to do? So definitely going to just take it easy. We're going to set up the track. I've just fired up F1 2025, so we might have to do a bit of config and things like that. But yeah, we just want to get into COTA, drive around. I'd like to do a full race weekend simulation, so that means actually doing the practice sessions as they are, and from old F1 games that I've played. I know there's quite a cool couple of things you have to do, like you have to do certain tire tests and fuel tests and things like that. But it's also a really cool way for you to warm up to the track, get your eye in, figure out a little bit where the bite points are, if I can maybe put it that way. So maybe just a little bit about me if this is the first time you're joining. So of course, I'm JJ and this is Next Level JJ. I want to be clear, it doesn't mean that I'm on the next level. I think the whole point of this channel is for us to work together and figure out ways so we can take things to the next level. So I'm really keen to build out a community of people that put, effort into giving feedback and asking for changes. I want to evolve this as a team, and that's why I refer to you as team. Now, what can you do to find out more? So, of course, I've got a website. So, nextleveljj.com is down here. Go and check it out. There's two key things I think that are in there. The one is a schedule. So right now, this is the last one schedule. I'm setting up the schedule for next week after this stream. But a key thing there is my top 100 list. So this is something that we're going to be doing over the years to come. As you can imagine, there's only like about 52 weeks in a year. And so if you play a new game every week, you're going to take years. But anyway, long story short, the whole idea of the top 100 lists, I want your feedback. We're going to put together this list, and then you're going to vote which ones we play next. Then we're going to play that game, and we're going to give it a bit of a vote, and I also want the community to be involved in that. And basically, we're going to slowly but surely chip through these games and then vote them up. Now, this list that I've put on my website is a list of games that I have played and I'd like to play again, or it's maybe a list of games that I haven't played yet. So I know on one of the streams I was crucified because I haven't played Elden Ring yet, so I've saved it for a good time. I saved it for my streaming channel to launch. So go and have a look. There'll be things that you think should be on there isn't, and I want that feedback. There's so many games out there that we want to play, and so it'll be good to get your feedback. All right, so if you haven't watched any of my other streams, please go and check them out. There's some really cool ones. I've done 2 now on Hades. There's a bit on Diablo. Next week, we're going to turn our focus to Battlefield 6. I didn't join the launch, madness because I had other things to do, like running events and stuff like that. And so I thought I'd save it for a period where everything's calm, but also maybe. And one of the things that I want to do with Next Level JJ is spend time on identifying what the meta is. I'm not a pro gamer, but what I want to do is I'm going to have a look at what gamers do, and then I want to take that and I want to extract some of the things that average gamers like myself can actually achieve, and then share that with you guys. And then basically we'll go on and we'll practice these things. So it won't be about winning the game. It will be like, okay, what is the meta of a sniper rifle? What are the good locations? What are sort of good movements and stuff like that? Similar thing here with Formula One. I'm not an amazing Formula One driver, but what I'd like to do is I'd like to, in the weeks and months and years to come, is really sort of dig into small things and sort of learn from the pros. So there's quite a lot to do there, and I think that's one of the key things for this channel is we're going to together just take games and learn how to play them better. So I think let's move on over to F1 2025. If you haven't played it, I did try it out a couple of weeks ago, and it was just to play this breaking point thing, which I found was really good. It was a lot of fun. That was the sort of free version that I could download with EA Play, but of course with EA Pro you can play it consistently, but also you get Battlefield 6. And so I guess that's a key thing here, is for some people it's like, oh, Battlefield 6 is pretty expensive. You can go to EA Pro, and EA Pro will actually give you it as part of the subscription. But there is obviously a monthly fee to it, and I think my calculation was after 5 months of paying the subscription, that's what the actual Battlefield would have cost me. But also with that, you're getting loads of other games. So it's an absolute win for everybody here. Now, we're trying out a couple of new things. Obviously, this green screen is there. It looks okay, but I'm definitely going to be spending a bit of time just tuning it, making it better. I've also got a foot cam, you know, it's something, I've got a little crappy cam, and I thought, well, hey, I see some people using the foot cam. Let's give it a go. She'll be seeing that as we go through stream. It'll be interesting, you know, as we can watch things back, just to see how, you know, feet move and stuff like that. If you're wondering what steering wheel setup here I've got, is just a old Logitech. This is the PlayStation version, because sometimes I share it with my friend who's got a PS5 Pro. If you're wondering what I'm running, I've just got a basic gaming laptop, nothing magic, a 4050 graphics card and stuff like that. But that's it. We've got this channel up and running, and hopefully as we grow it and there's some potential revenue that comes in from it, then I can invest stuff. Like the first thing will be a really good cam, and then that means this cam could become the foot cam, and I can put up a decent cam and so forth. But look, let's not waste any more time. Let's get straight into it and check out F1 2025. Now, let's just see here. See, I'm trialing all kinds of things, so I don't even have a small option for this. I'm just going to have to stare at my face. But one thing that I just want to say here is I unfortunately turned off the music to this. The music in F1 2025 is awesome. We've got a Jared that's joined the chat. Yo, Jared, how's it going, man? Green screen is the bomb. Thank you. I appreciate that. It is pretty cool technology, but it's actually really simple to set up and quite cheap. But yeah, so the music is really cool, but unfortunately there's been rumors that you can get hit with a, you know, a copyright strike and stuff like that, so I've just turned it off for now. We'll just rely on a little bit of Stream Beats by Harris Heller and stuff like that. So maybe that's a good idea. While we sort of just chill, we'll keep a bit of background music going. There we go. You know, just to not just have my voice in on things. Now, another thing that I found a bit annoying is every time I want to change settings on my laptop and stuff like that, the actual game itself just freezes, and that's just a setting that I'm going to have to figure out. But for now, we'll bat on. Okay, so what are we doing? We are heading up the settings area. So graphics, I've just left it in sort of default setup. I've turned HDR off just to make the stream a little bit easier to operate. But we'll see how it runs. I think the important thing here is that it runs smoothly. Now, another thing is there's also controller setup. So I think by default it doesn't necessarily do the most amazing thing, but as you can see there, at least it's got the G923 setup already. And so let's have a look. Yeah, that's pretty obvious. That's pretty, you see, immediately out of the box, gear up as conflicting with something. And so we've definitely got to mess that around. Like, I don't need a clutch, at least not for what I'm going to be doing today. But activating DRS, so that's L2, but it's conflicting with the pit limiter. So luckily we'll just set that up as a standard. Overtakes, so R2 and manual pit stop. Luckily I'm not going to be worrying with that. Luckily these up and down arrows, they do conflict, but they are used at different times if I remember correctly. And so we've got our MFD set up. Cool. All right. Where are you in the world, Jared? And did you watch the last Formula One race? All right, cool. Back. Invalid control setup. What? Yeah, all right. Clutch. Do you have to have a clutch? That would be stupid if you do. That'd be really stupid if you do. Of course you do, because you are using the clutch to start the race. So I think what I can do is I can actually use my clutch pedal. That's right. And let's see if this maybe works. I'm gonna go for it. Foot cam. You can see there's my feet here, and then you got a little clutch off to the side. Now immediately I spot a problem. So in this camera, for whatever reason, it's not picking up F125. I think I've had this problem before, actually. It just sort of doesn't want to pick it up for some reason. So we'll fix it on the fly. Okay. No, you don't want to? Okay. Fine. Ah, Christchurch. Nice one. Well, thanks for joining, mate. As you can see, we're still figuring things out a little bit here. So here we go. We'll just smack it straight back to here while I figure out why my foot cam is not picking up the game. With feet. There we go. It's definitely picking it up. Ah. Why? Why would you not work? Okay. Let's delete that. Interesting thing with this is it was actually working perfectly fine just before this. Capture a specific window. Formula 1 25. Click OK. Nope. Just doesn't want to work. That's so strange. Okay. Maybe if we go capture any full screen application. Maybe. No. Oh, come on. This worked literally a few seconds ago. Okay, let's go. Fit to screen. Okay, transition. Nope. Nope. Okay. That's so strange. It's interesting. I almost wonder if it's something to do with the green screen. No. Interesting. So this one works. So in the corner, it uses that one. That's so crazy. I wonder. I think I know what the problem might be, actually. Let's have a look. So if we do add an existing one, and then it works. And now it works. Wonderful. All right, there we go, team. So bit of config. Here's my face. And then the foot one doesn't work. So we'll remove that and add an existing. And that worked beautifully. And we drop it down there. Oh, yes, you see? I have no idea why that, you know, IT will always tell you, have you turned it off and back on again? Now, the reason why we want the screen up here is because I'm going to try and put my face on the halo. So we'll check it out. But anyway, again, shout out to Stream Beats by Harris Heller, Cybernetic Ride, pretty chill song. But it looks like we've worked out some of our gremlins, and so we can probably get racing now. But I guess the main question now is the setup working? Save as a new controller scheme, and we will call this JJ. Excellent. Okay, let's get straight into it. So I think there is 2.2. That's not configured right. That's the problem. All right, cool. Well then, let's get up here. Get out of the way for now. That looks so stupid. Everybody hold tight. I've got one more setting I'm changing. So we're gonna go apps folder. By the way, if you're wondering what I'm using to queue the various things, it's an application called Touch Portal. It is fan-frickin-tastic. Seriously, you know, it's a small amount of money to pay, and then you just get like coding capabilities. I actually use it in my daily life just on my computer. You want to fire up an application, touch your iPad, touch the app icon, no clicking in the Windows button, searching, stuff like that. You want to fire up an Excel spreadsheet, you want to open up your browser, you want to switch on your Philips Hue lights, you name it, they do it. It's awesome. So, okay, let's quickly just go in here, and I think it's this one that's the problem. There we go. Excellent. I fixed it. Let's see if it works. Yes, there we go. You see? Just keep swimming and this moves there. Haha. All right. Woo woo. No more fussing about. We are G to G. Audio levels are looking good as well. Hey Jared, give us some feedback as we play. Like, what do you think of the audio levels? Are we doing things the right way? Yeah, just love to hear from you, man. Now, say goodbye to the stream beats. We're going to slowly rotate into F1 2025. Wow. Okay, so here we go. F1 World. All right. Thanks, Natalie. Thank you. Nope. Yep. I value your input, Natalie, but... Nope. Yep. Okay. If you guys want to hear what she said, get the game. Okay, so Grand Prix, I think, is what I'm going to do. Now, we do have time trial, and that's where you can just smash out lap after lap after lap. And yeah, it's pretty cool. Definitely check it out. It's an excellent way to really dial in like the milliseconds. But like I said, we just want to do a Grand Prix weekend. Just check it out. And so we're going to go, oh, do I want to have this year's Formula One cars? Oh, by the way, and maybe quite an important one to mention. So you'll notice I'm wearing a Red Bull shirt. I do support Red Bull. I do support all the Formula One teams. I really love the sport of Formula One a lot. But I have been supporting Red Bull for a very long time, from the Sebastian Vettel days. You know, I just thought they were a freaking cool team. They've gone through some ups and downs. There's been some periods where people didn't like it. You know, I won't name certain dealer principals, team principals that have been in the news and stuff like that. But overall, I've really supported them. But I'm a big Ferrari fan. There's actually a Ferrari Formula One car on my desk. But I'm a lover of all the teams. You know, Williams, Haas, Sauber, Racing Bulls, you name it, Aston Martin. And I guess this shirt is important because I got this at the Spa-Francorchamps Grand Prix. So I bought it at the worst race in the history at Spa, where I think they did 3 laps in the rain. It was an interesting experience. But the reason why I wanted this shirt is because I'm a big fan of Honda. I used to own a Honda S2000 sports car. Super cool. I like Aston Martin, but of course I support Red Bull. So very cool shirt. Yes, I support Max, but again, I also support many other drivers. All right, enough with the yodeling. So where are we going to? We're going to COTA. So it should be further down if it follows the season. Yeah, Texas. Okay, excellent. Who are we going to pick? Well, you probably want to pick McLaren, but it'll be interesting to see this weekend. If you watch the last race, Red Bull's really, they've made a comeback. Is it the pace real? Well, there were 2 different types of track. Singapore has always been a bogey track for Red Bull, and so the fact that they've actually finished second, well done to George Russell, but the fact that they finished second ahead of the 2 McLarens in a straight fight, that's very positive. If you're a Red Bull fan, if you're a McLaren fan, hey, it's just going to spice things up, right? What are the chances of Max potentially coming into the proper mix for the World Championship? Max Verstappen. Yeah. I'll move on. Okay, so here we're going to set up the event. So assists. Okay, so I would say, oh, can't wait to hear the engines roar for the first lap carnage. Yeah, exactly, mate. So we're going to go for a custom setup. Steering assist off, braking assist off, anti-lock brakes. ABS is good, but I prefer to do it as they do it. Traction control, hell no. Dynamic racing line, I know the track a little bit from playing it in previous scenarios, so we're going to dynamically race line off. But if you haven't played Formula One, definitely give this a go. But important, don't do it for so long. Oh, by the way, if you hear gunshots going off in the background. They're not gunshots. It's the volley this weekend, and so there's actually a big fireworks show going outside my apartment right now. But what I was saying is if you do use a dynamic racing line, don't use it for too long. It's something that you can get really sort of used to, and it actually negatively impacts your capability over the long run. So use it to learn the track, but the moment you know in your head which corner is coming next, get off of it and start learning where the visual markers are, because if you're on the left side of the racing line and you then try to follow it, you'll never be able to do it. So it's sometimes bad. Okay, gearbox, definitely manual. Pit assist on, we don't need to worry about that stuff. Pit release assist is fine. ERS assistant is good for now. I'll definitely be playing with that a little bit later. But DR assist, I think it's unfair. We should definitely do it. You know what? Let's turn ER assist on, off. Let's see how it goes. We'll be learning it as we play. Difficulty, so okay, it's been a long time since I've properly played, so let's bump it up to 40 for now. That's a medium difficulty. Hell yes. So sprint weekends. Oh dear, is this a sprint weekend? Okay, no. We'll just have a standard weekend structure. We'll do a full weekend practice session. Qualifying format, we'll do full, but we can't skip stuff. And then session length. Practice race 50%. I think 35% will be good for the stream, so let's do that. Okay, weather on time of the day. I think we don't want to mess around with that. Let's just have a nice clear race for today. Session start time realistic, forecast accuracy perfect. Wow. That doesn't happen wherever I live in New Zealand. Rules and flags. Let's leave it as is. I guess if I cut corners and stuff like that. And safety car, it'll be fun to see if that happens. Simulation settings. There is rewinds. It's a bit of fun, but we'll use that. You know what? We're getting into the weeds a little bit. I'll spend some time off stream really configuring like the ultimate setting and then going through it. Man, it's so annoying that we can't be listening to the Formula 1 music in the background because it is really good. Okay, enough waffle. Let's start the event. Exciting. Super cool track. A lot of the corners were actually modeled after other Formula 1 cars. I think this is Maggots and Beckett's was what they were after. But yeah, really cool track. Technical, long straights, lots of high-speed corners, lots of medium-speed corners, lots of low-speed corners. Not so many, but it's pretty good. All right. We're in Texas. Okay. Okay. Now immediately I remember that there was a particular setting. What? Oh, yeah, that's to skip. There was a setting that I needed to change at one point to make my steering wheel fit a little bit heavier. Thank you, sir. Okay, so first thing we want to do is we want to definitely go into settings. Now, this is buried in some freaking crazy place, but the halo, it kind of obscures your view a little bit. So I just have to find where that actually sits. On-screen display, cockpit view, none of that. Okay, so it wasn't that one. Simulation settings, maybe? No. Camera customization, I think this was it. Let's see, is it maybe further down? No. So we want to go down into the cockpit because that gives us the most realistic feel. And you see, this would be the logical... Oh, there we go. Hello cam off. Beautiful.
Okay, well done. Looks like you've activated rewind. Okay.
Shut it. Important here, kids. Don't play something for the first time live on a stream. Okay, how do I change view? Oh, that's not annoying, is it? Hang on, camera, there we go. There we go. And so as you can see, the halo now fits better. Okay, so we'll give it a go. Beautiful fireworks outside. Cool. Okay, and that's where the pedals are. Wow, beautiful. Okay, now we're on hard tires, so we have to be careful of that. Where's the actual turning point? Oh wow, there it is, okay. Okay, we got DRS. The question is, how do we activate that? L2, okay. Where's our braking marker boards? There we go. That is an actual helicopter. I was worried about the sound. I was like, oh dear, there's something like making a noise, but it's actually a helicopter. There we go. Whoa! Oh, and you see then, because I did that oversteer, I hit the replay button. I really don't actually like that. I might turn that off. Cool. Okay. First lap without any serious incident. This is such a hard corner because it's a blind apex. Like, where do you actually see it from this view? Okay, this should be flat out. Alright, here we go. And then left, right. Oh, yeah, I should have tipped down there. Okay, alright. We learn. I'm going to get a warning for cutting the corner. Whoopsie. Remember, this is practice. That's the whole point. Wow, that's so hard. Like, where do you see it in a Formula 1 car? It's completely blind. DRS active. Green screen smiling. Jared, thanks for watching still. Tell me, how's the audio quality? Can you hear that?
Just want to remind you to keep an eye on your tyre temperatures, which you can do on the temperature panel of the MFD. We monitor carcass temperature and surface temperature, and you'll get the best performance when they're both inside a normal operating window. Surface temps tend to fluctuate faster, so try a few laps with the data open and get a feel for how to control them.
Okay. Clean laps. Woohoo! That's going to be so hard. Shortcut. Yeah, I know. Ooh, dancing a bit there. Wait! Stop. Okay, I think I found a point there that I can use as a cue to turn. Okay, I think we break at the 150 mark. Let's see. And boom. Okay, a bit early, but definitely slow. And see, so we're just feeling out the track. Remember, the settings we're playing right now is pretty much like it is in real life. Well, real life, but no traction control. No ABS. No driving line. Still gotta figure out where I turn there. Alright, here we go. Wait. She bites. Yeah, okay, so a lot more. Obviously, I'm coming faster than I've come before, so... Well, don't say that sentence out loud too much. Shortcut. Okay, so I think the meta here is brake at the 150, and when you get to this red marker, you turn. You see, there's the apex. That's a cheat. Way! Smoke up the tires a little bit. Thank you. Okay, so... what I want to do now is I want to have a look at... So I've got rotary dials here. So you see, I can adjust brake bias. And then here I can actually rotate through. So differential. Okay. Yeah, but that's stupid. Okay. Gotcha. So these are automatic change buttons. Oops, sorry. Sorry, Mortadella. My bad. Oh, I'm going to get in trouble for driving slow. Okay, but you see here I can go to ERS deploy, and then I can rotate it to hot lap, medium, and none. Why do I take shortcuts like that? And then brake. Ah, so you can do it much earlier. Okay. Okay, again, where do we brake? That's gonna be so... Oh, shit! Turned in way too early for that one. Sorry, I've got somebody calling me at the moment on WhatsApp, and so I'm actually trying to concentrate on two things at the same time. It's not ideal. And turn. Watch the accelerator. Get it rotated, and yeah. Okay, so maybe before the 150 with hard tires. Ah, that's such a hard turn, that. Whoa, okay. Jeez, how about crawling up my butthole? Okay, better. Sorry, I just have to quickly do something. I just gotta message somebody. Ah, the fun of streaming. Okay, where were we? Really got to figure this out. Yeah, you go by where that point is. We're gonna have to figure that out, because you need a visual cue. You can't just, well, maybe you can use the force a little bit. Okay, so here we go. We're gonna go through this left, right, down one, down another one, down two, and then wait for the apex. Away! And do that. Smoke the tires a little bit more. Sorry, Ulkenberg. Yeah, tires of smoke. Okay. I'm the favorite driver at the moment. And then at the red, turn, rotate it, and then hey, Ajar. Just scared of that backing because those tires are smoked. Okay, so here we go. At the green, brake. And then, yeah, that's a bit too early. Okay, well, yeah. We'll learn it. Okay, so this one as well. It's where to see to turn. That's the trick.
Okay, we've got 4 laps of fuel remaining.
Let's turn up a hot lap, shall we? Okay, I think I might have spotted a little tell as to when to turn. Okay, let's see if we can get a bit faster through here. Okay, so we go wide, shortcut, straight through here, 2 gears down. Whoop. Too early, yeah, I know, I'm working on it. Whoa! Well, that was a bit better. And at the guitar sign turn. Alright, and then here we go. At the 150 brake. And then here turn sharp. Hold the line. And here we go out. Okay, better delta. Because there was no spin. Brake early for this. Okay, I think the tail was here, but brake hard. Wow, that comes up fast. I'll have to find another one. Okay, we're doing alright. Shortcut. Down. Yeah. Wow, that's such a technical thing. I've got so much respect for the Formula 1 drivers already, but for that, even more. Maybe after the 150 a bit? Okay, so we've dropped him. Still got to figure out where this is a good place to do it, so... Not good. That's definitely a better lap. 5th place on hards. We're getting there. That was good. Better. That wasn't good. That was better. Okay, shortcut through here. Oh, I think that was a cut. Yeah. The rear tires are obviously going to let go there. And we go. Okay, turn down to medium. Okay, I think we'll pit. Okay, so now let's figure out that. So we push square. Bang, 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 bang.
Right, so our best lap so far, 1 minute 45.
That's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to push square, box this lap.
Okay, we can. Right, our best lap so far, 1:45.9.
I'd be so in trouble if I was doing this in a real practice session. Whew, okay. All right. Yes, that was quite an experience. Lots of learning very rapidly, but we're starting to get there. I think that's the thing about Formula One. You just got to be patient and just slowly chip away at it, get visual markers. But considering the settings we're running, I'm pretty happy with that so far. All right, so let's look at the data, shall we? Cheers. Cool. So, session info. So we're running hards there. So custom setup. This is quite cool. So you can basically change the balance of the car forwards, backwards, but also, you know, depending on the downforce that you want. So maximum downforce, we'll keep it in the custom. I was quite happy with it, actually. I mean, the rears did let go, but I was asking it to do a lot. Again, considering the tire setups, I'm technically... Shut it. So, yes, people are putting in faster laps, but out of the Lando, Charles, and myself, and what was the time delta there? So, 0.2 of a second from Lando on hards. I think that's very good, considering we're still learning and the AI is already pumping it out. You can do a review. That's pretty cool. And we can skip sessions. We're not going to do any of that. Okay. So, I think what we want to do here, and we definitely want to take a look around. Like, yo, what's up, team? Hey, shelves. I think let's rotate into a medium tire now. And so I do that by doing something. There we go. So rotate to that. So it looks like we've got one medium tire for this session. So we're going to head into that. And go to track, drive out. Let's not ruin these tires, shall we? Tell you what, streaming Formula One is tricky, especially like right now. I really want to change the camera angle, but if I guess I can just push that button. Wow, crazy, I know. There we go, we're back. Let these folks go by. It's so stupid. I mean, that's not a caution. Come on. Lots of sound effects. That's good. But are they good? Can you hear us clearly? Like Jared, can you hear my voice over the sound of the Formula One car? I guess is the key thing here. Even though the Formula One car sounds better than I do. But not by much. If it was a V10 or V8, different story. It's back. What's back, Jared? Okay, let's go. Go hunting Lando Norris. So straight through here, 2 down, hold it, brake a little bit. Whoopsie, got a bit gutsy there. Coming for you, Lando. Did they just give me a yellow flag because of how slow I was driving? That's crazy. And then just after this... Ooh, off the track, I think. Audio went out for a second with the old camera angle. Ah, that's probably configuration. Thanks for that, Jared. Damn, I gotta get that shortcut right. Tires are dirty, let's remember that. Oh, you see, that is very dangerous. All right, here we go. Pedal to the metal. You just get so much respect for Formula One drivers when you play this, because like trying to do multiple things, like looking at screen settings and stuff like that. Oops, see, I might have braked a bit too late there, yeah. Like that. Instead of focusing on your braking point, talking and yabbering like a fool. Still gotta figure this one out. That's better. Four clean laps, it's gotta be worth something. Here we go. Nice and slowly, keep the car balanced, and then power out. There we go. There we go. A little bit better. At least we're catching old Ocon. Depending on what tires he's on, of course. That's such a fun turn. Whoa, massive shortcut with grass, and then, yep. That, my friends, when you get too ballsy. So what shoes am I wearing? Yep. Thanks for noticing. Okay, now I'm trying to drive and focus on my shoes. But yeah, there's Sparko's. One night in Denmark, I was drunk. It popped up in my Facebook feed, and I'm a sucker for that. And yeah, bought them, and they are not wearable in public. They're not official racing shoes, by the way. They are lookalikes. And yeah, when I realized I'll be streaming with the camera, I thought, you don't want to stare at my ugly toes, do you? And now at least it looks a little bit more realistic. Okay, practice is over. Okay, so really got it exactly as it turns red. Okay, here we go. Whee! Got a bit gutsy there. Still gotta figure out the perfect line for that corner. Okay, and that's it. That's done. We won toes. Oh yes, especially if I haven't cut my toenails for months. That's the one you want, like Tarantino style. Yeah, that's hilarious. Oh, there we go. We got some points for our efforts. Right. I agree. We didn't even put on the softs, and as you can see there, we're the top medium time, and only by half a second. So I think with softs, we're definitely going to step it up. Most importantly, where is Oscar's behind me on softs? So that's a win. Yeah. All right. Cool. That was pretty good. Advance into practice 2. I tell you what, Jared. If this video gets 100 likes, I will stream without shoes. Oh, cool. Max actually said something. All right. So I'm going to just quickly check something. Yep, that's all good. So, Jared, I think you said that the audio dropped, and I think it's in the current setting that I'm now. So I'm going to try and fix that. Because right now we're in this here, and I think I see the problem. Yeah. There's no audio capture. No. There we go. Application audio. Okay. I think we've got it sorted now. Let's have a look. Yes, there we go. Bingo. Okay. So there we go. You know, it's quite interesting if you haven't messed around with streaming software like OBS, which is what I'm using. You have to configure each and every element. You know, in some cases you can take shortcuts, but you want to have things separate. And so you're literally setting up, like for instance, in my current sources, I've got main microphone, Spotify, Discord, the game capture, what you're seeing from the game itself, then my camera, then I have a watermark, of course, the Next Level JJ on the bottom right side, and then the sound capture. And so it's interesting that if you just forget one of those things, you might not realize. You might go live and people are like, dude, we can't hear anything. But so it's really good to get feedback like Jared just gave. Like. All right, just 97 to go, mate. All right, excellent. So, okay, so I think we're going to go.
The report's good. We're looking at a dry session.
Very good. So I think we're going to go straight in now for a soft tire. Yes, and they agree with that. So let's see if we can smash that and figure out a couple more.
Let's get a few laps under our belt.
A couple of more unique setups to be in. Time for the feet. Up we go. Jeez, how's that gonna be? Okay, let's go. Okay, we're on medium out. Yes, you can immediately just feel on the softs where the grip is. And remember, we're only what was it, 0.5 a second behind them on softs, and with these tires, especially with the slow sections, we're going to get that. Anyway, let's not wreck our soft tires on the outlap. Ah, beautiful sunset. I must compliment the audio of the game. It's really good. It does feel like I'm in a Formula 1 car. From what I've seen in watching the races, of course. Little flat spot. Never hurt anybody. Except your teeth. That's such a good line if I can achieve that. Okay, let's get heat in. Go up to hot lap. And smash this. Alright, let's go. See what this puppy can do. Little spin out there, but that was just for fun. Oopsie, shortcut. Yeah, it's a tip through there. Alright, and... there we go. Suspect we can smash 150 exactly. Whoa! Maybe not. I wonder if this is a first gear corner. Shortcut of the year, thank you. Okay. Still not feeling it. Oh, just completely lost my marker there. Such a tricky section now. I'm really impressed. Like, many Formula 1 tracks, like Spa, you name it, I can do them blindly. But this one's got so many blind turns. You just got to figure out a spot. Oh, yeah, I saw that coming. Mm-hmm. Okay. Better. Whew, like a bat out of hell. rev the nuts off that Formula One engine. Okay, not smooth, but better, I think. Not my best first sector, but that's alright. Whoops, shortcut. Okay, we might be getting into some dirty air. I don't know how far that is, but here we go. And that, my friends, is how you overtake like a boss. See, I that's actually very good. I think that's quite realistic, that. So, into the corner, I overheated my tires, and so I started sliding. And then I, basically like a drifter, like flicked it across to the other side. And because of that, I think the tires just at that point peaked in performance. And so even though I've taken the corner slower than I sometimes do, just because of that second before, the tires are just not as grippy as they usually are. So that's something to be careful of. Just be careful. Alright, tires are looking a bit worn. They are soft tires, so we'll probably come into the pits.
Understood. Stopping this lap.
Okay, here we go. Shortcut of the year again. Woo! Shit! Yo, Vitas! Hey, mate! Welcome, welcome, welcome. How you doing? For those who are watching this after the fact, Vitas is very, very good friend, but also epic streamer online. Does the most amazing Doom content and Quake and you name it, just like really hardcore FPS, and then does music videos to just hardcore rock music. So check him out for sure. But good to have you join the stream, eh? As you can see, we're
Right, so far our best lap 1:43.5. We're 9th in the speed trap, 320.2 kilometers per hour.
Yes, we are. Trialing out a little bit of a green screen setup, trialing out, steering wheel setup and how that's working, but so far it's ticking along. Tell me what you think. Love to hear from a pro streamer. All right. So pretty good. Happy with those times. Let's have a look at our sectors.
Okay, so remember that the way the car handles is all about weight transfer. When you brake, the centre of mass moves forward. When you accelerate, it moves rearward. And when you turn in, it's pushed to the outside of the car. The more load on each tyre equals more grip. So make sure you're smooth with the controls to prevent the weight transfer from becoming too violent.
Yes. And actually, I was going to give the guy who just gave some feedback some shtick there. But actually, he nailed it. Remember what happened when we went through and we got loose on the left well, technically turning right, but the left rear got overheated, and then I started sliding, and then instead of going for the next corner a bit more gently and smoothly.
Okay, so I just want to remind you to keep an eye on your tyre usage. We're going to have to give 2 sets back at the end of this session, so they'll be unavailable for the rest of the weekend. We're going to hand over the 2 most worn sets, so don't ruin the tyres that you might want to use later.
Thanks, Daddy. But basically, that pivot, now if you're a drifter, that's what you want. You want to have that beautiful transition, that flick through, and then obviously drift it. But in a Formula One car, full loaded over 200 kilometers per hour, I think that might have been not a good idea. And so it just immediately flipped the car, and the tire had just melted at that point. And so, as he says, you've got to be smooth. That wasn't smooth, and thus we spun. And so that's good. Now, sectors 2 and 3 are my best ones. No brainer on that. You can see Kimi Antonelli. He's fast in sector 1, but only by 0.3, and I do think I can hook that up. So let's get out. Let's change our tires. Get a new set of boots on. I'm no camera streamer, but green screen seems to work wonders. Yes, if it makes this face look any better, then it is. But no, it's been a bit of fun. I even launched a stream a half an hour late because I had all kinds of technical issues and stuff. But as you know, obviously, you learn from these things, and then slowly you take it to the next level. All right, so let's hit it out.
Standing by.
Standing by. Cheers. All right, let's set this back to no ERS deploy for now. Fuel mix is at standard. Okay. All right. Here's that infamous corner. Nice and smoothly through it. Ooh, even then at lower speed, the back end was letting go. Maybe a bit more downforce would be a good idea. But anyway, I'm not going to worry about that. Alright, so we're going to go fuel mix, standard, ERS, hot lap. Brake bias we'll probably play around with a little bit later, but here we go. Love to tell you who's behind me, but I can barely concentrate on keeping this car on the freaking road. Again, respect to Formula One drivers, how they can do all of this while watching the screens and changing buttons on the screens. I guess if that's your job and that's all you do, it becomes second nature, so we'll try to get that. We'll try to take it to the next level. Okay, let's see if we can get set up. Get it better for sector 1. Okay, a little bit better than the first turn. Get this one better, nice and smooth. Yes, that was way better. Come on, Kimi, show me what you got. Okay, that was also pretty good. We're flying. Bit of a tail wag there. Not too detrimental. Sorry, engine. Okay, that was definitely better. Much better. Alright. We're figuring it out, team. I think that's the first time I hit the apex there. See? Just slowly chipping away. Whoa, shortcut of the year. Remember, tire has got grass on it. Here we go, we're figuring it out. That's such a tricky corner that with transfer and everything, but hey, Sonoda. Let's put some money on Max lapping Sonoda for this upcoming weekend's race. He's a great driver, but damn, man, he just can't compete. Messing up my lap, man. Somebody fire this guy. Yeah. That is an inter-team battle if I've ever seen one. Helmut! Get rid of him! No, I'm kidding. I mean, Tsunoda's great, man. He just doesn't have a car that works for him. Vitas asks, any chance you'll be streaming some modern Doom at some stage? Absolutely, mate. Go check out my website. It's into my top 100 for sure. I've been holding out on getting Dark Ages set up because I want to give it a proper go on a stream. So, dude, we are going to be jamming that for sure. Sooner rather than later. But right now, I'll be honest with you, Battlefield 6 is pretty big. I'm definitely going to get into some Battlefield 6 action. Diablo 4, a new season came out, and I don't know if you've been watching my Hades streams, but oh, I'm loving Hades at the moment. So, wait. It's high on the list for sure. You know, I'm a big fan of Doom and a massive fan of FPS style games like that. You know, the old legendary Quake 3. I think we should do that at some point, like have a nice LAN. All the team members get together and we just have a massive Quake 3 smash off. But yeah, dude, I'm loving your content. Like every now and then I just watch a video, get some heavy rock music going, and then some just nuts. Like what you do almost seems Jedi-like. Like some of the moves. I know it comes with a lot of practice, but in some of the things you just make it look easy, even though it's really, really hard. That was such an interesting phase of driving there because I was busy talking, I was thinking, and I was visualizing what Vidas does. And I was still able to drive, and that just shows that the more you do this, the more it becomes subconscious. So,
confirmed, we'll receive you at the end of this lap.
Like there, just immediately, I remember the buttons now on how to box. Okay. Whew. All right. Starting to get there. I mean, it's not related to Formula One, but is Dark Ages better than the previous one? I've heard that because you're more of a tank, whereas the other one you were more parkour. Yeah, I guess they're kind of different things. It's like trying to compare this to like a Gran Turismo or something. They're, you know, completely different types of animals. But if you had to choose right now only one of those to play for the rest of your life, which one would it be? Doom Eternal, especially. It's such a hard game to learn. Yep. I can imagine. Man, the Coke is doing wonders.
Right, so our fastest lap currently 1 minute 40.9.
Take that, Kimmy. Showed you how it's done. Oh, Lando's more like Lando. Let's remember, everybody, this is set at medium difficulty, so this is kind of expected. But again, we're getting into this, we're warming up. By the way, if you've never played this game before and you go into it and you turn off all the settings like I am, you are probably going to have a tough time. You know, some background on me, I've loved racing games since basically I could think about it. I think the first game that I booted up on DOS back in like 1990 or 1989, yes, I'm that old, was Test Drive. All right, and another game was Stunts, and so I've been hooked to racing games. You know, Gran Turismo 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, Sport 7. You know, iRacing. You know, various TOCA driving sim, Formula One, like even the old 8-bit graphics one, you name it. But especially in the time I spent in Gran Turismo in endurance racing, so I've done quite a few 24-hour races and things like that. It teaches you the depth of being able to just use your pedals in the right way. Now, I've spun out a bunch of times there, but that's part of the learning process. But if I can recommend something, that's one of the reasons why Max Verstappen is so good. So when he started racing back in his go-karting days, that's where him and his dad...
To view information on your current levels of tyre wear and damage, press the MFD button to open the multifunction display, and then again to cycle to the tyres and the damage screen.
Very useful, but I'm not on track, mate. That's when they would come out and spend absolutely as much time as they can, because rain, if you can drive in rain, then you can, dry tires is easy to manage. A good example is I did a 24-hour race and I had it on random weather in Gran Turismo 5, was it? Was it Gran Turismo 4? One of the two. And basically for 23 hours with 100% wet at Le Mans with a 908 HDI or HCI 1,000 horsepower Le Mans super hypercar, whatever, without traction control. And basically, even if I just looked at the pedal, if I just kind of went wink at the pedal, the car would want to spin. All right. Seriously, it was quite an experience. So let's just see here. I want to do something interesting with
We're 11th in the speed trap, 300.
Whatever, mate. And so what happens for 23 hours I was driving and I started to learn like almost like a Jedi sense, probably like what Vidas has with Doom, but like a Jedi sense of just feeling where the grip is and knowing that as you brake, you go flat on the brake and then you start lifting your foot off. And obviously if you don't have ABS, then that's how you stop yourself from locking up. And so post that, I just developed this new level of being able to drive. And so you get into any racing game, and if you just understand that mechanic, and of course understanding a little bit about how to rotate a car and stuff like that, you immediately are a step up above everybody else. In Formula One, I've played it quite a lot in older versions, and so you do understand some of the mechanics. But if you're going to play this for the first time, definitely hit up the racing line for sure. But as I said earlier, don't play the racing line the entire time. If you do that, you're going to end up in a situation where you just become dependent on it, and it's actually going to make you drive worse.
Okay, it's pretty quiet on track. We should consider getting out there now.
No, mate. I'm pretty good. I think we've figured it out. I think we're ready for qualifying. How many minutes is left? Does it show anywhere here? Boom, boom. 4 minutes remaining. So we'll talk about it and take a break because, yeah, that's been hectic. But yeah, it's definitely, turn on your ABS. I would say that's a good one to play around because it is quite tricky to not lock up your tires if you're new. But the traction control thing, it also can potentially mask capabilities. What I mean by that is you can drive better with traction control on, but at some point as you get good, it's actually going to stop you from driving even faster. But really that's for like hardcore. So racing line, ABS, maybe traction control a little bit on. Don't turn on brake assist. Just don't do it. Just trust the racing line and take it through that. But obviously, if you're watching this, and I'd be impressed, if you're watching this and you're a pro at Formula One, you're definitely going to be able to give me some feedback. And that's what we'll be doing in the months to come. So we're going to start stepping it up. We're going to take one particular track and so we're going to go watch people do like hardcore racing lines and then try to understand how they do it, why they do it. Also, car setup is very important. We're just running sort of stock settings at the moment. But trust me, we're going to definitely be able to ramp that up at some stage. Right, so let's accelerate time. While that time is being accelerated, let's see if anybody's even able to get close to my time. Probably not. And we are done. Session 2 in the bag, finish first. Thank you, thank you. Standard. That's my driving capability.
And that's it. Practice is officially over. Until next time, goodbye.
What an exit message. What about saying, and Max Verstappen is in first place. What a dude. What a Chad. Doom Eternal is number 1 for me. Dark Ages 2 and 2016 3. Okay, that's good to know. I've got Doom Eternal. I should definitely fire it up. Okay, Practice 3. I feel we've covered as much as we can, as much as I'd like to do Practice 3, and you can probably unlock a trophy for doing all the sessions. You know what? Let's do one quick blast on Practice 3 with soft, set the fastest time, he says now, and then I'll probably spin the damn thing, and then go into qualifying.
Okay, radio check. Radio check.
Radio check.
Yeah, radio check.
All right, session info. Let's check our tires. We're on softs, brand new. Go to track, and we'll just go straight into a flying lap. Hold on to your britches. Whew. Feet cam activated. Do. Okay. Oh, geez, you start from here already? Okay. Okay, we go into hot lap. Overtake mode. Ooh. Okay, we won't boost it yet because we don't want to waste all of our overtake. Okay, here we go, team. Oops, forgot the DRS there. All right, check the battery. Whew. Oops, shortcut. Okay, I've sort of figured out how to use overtake mode. I can't wait to see my concentration face later when I watch this again. And round we go. Slight lift. Like a bat out of hell. Options, return to garage. All right, that was a quick one. And session info, time, accelerate time. 23 minutes. I can't remember what my previous time was, but that felt pretty good. I think Sector 1 was average, and Sector 2 was average, and Sector 3 was average. So overall, I think it's just average. Vidas, maybe a good question for you if you're still there. Do you like racing games? Do you play it? Is that something that you'd be able to stream at some point? You know, maybe we could race together. That'd be cool. All right, the time is very clearly a okay one. But again, remember, we're running medium, so yeah. All right. Next up, qualifying. Ta-da! Standard. Oh, you got to do a lot to get a podium pass up.
It's time to say goodbye as free practice is over.
Shut it. Cool. I'm impressed with how well it's running at the moment. Remember, my gaming laptop is not powerful at all, but it's been running smooth. Of course, it's not in maximum settings, but it's pretty good.
It's a United States love affair with Formula One at the moment, so what a thrill for everyone today to see our drivers lapping COTA at full hot lap speed. It's the Circuit of the Americas, and it's qualifying.
Yeehaw! No? Okay.
Okay, let's have a comms check, please. Radio check.
Hello.
Radio check.
Radio check. Okay, I think we're gonna... Oh, so this will be a Q1, Q2, Q3 session. So if you don't know Formula One, basically... answer from Vidas is... The answer to that is a no. And remember our debate on whether F1 drivers could be categorized as athletes. Yes, of course I do. I've had this...
Track's pretty empty right now. Lots of space.
Yeah, so is your head, mate. We've had a debate on if Formula One drivers are actually athletes, and yeah, it's quite a heated one. I say Formula One drivers are some of the top athletes because they run triathlons for fun and win it, like Jensen Button did at some point. So they're very much athletes. They lose like 4 to 5 liters of water in precipitation during races, but because we're not doing a live stream with both of us talking, you can just argue in text, and everybody knows you can't trust text. So we're going to have to take this into a live environment, Vidas. But for anybody who's a Formula One fan, I bet you they're going to immediately jump to my side and say, dude, come on. Anyway, okay, let's get out on track. Let's have a look at our tire setup. So we're going soft, soft, soft all the way. Let's get out. Go to track. Yeah, park, farm regulations. We'll drive out.
Okay, guys, everyone be aware the car's ready to go.
And maybe Vidas, if you played racing games, you'd realize how hard it is. And then you'd realize that I'm an athlete because I'm doing this right now. A really fat athlete. All right, let's have a look. We don't need hot lap at this moment. We'll save our deployment for later. Man, getting out of those pits is tricky. At least we have a clean track. What? A bit sharp on the turn in there. But then again, I wasn't going fast. Okay, we're harvesting. That's good. 98% battery. You see, if I take my foot off the throttle, I'm actually charging up the battery, which is very good to know. Also, when you brake, you will charge up the battery quite well. Just gotta keep my eye up on that map. Don't want anybody catching up to me. Well, you can even spin it at low speed like that. Okay, we got probably a Williams, it looks like, coming up. But anyway. Okay, we're into overtake mode. Okay, here we go, team. Ooh, that's not good. Ooh, ooh, ooh. You see, there's where I could easily have spun it out. But you learn from your mistakes. Back into overtake mode. Here we go. So far, so good. Ooh, almost lost that. Yeah, that was pretty good. I'm happy with that. Okay. I think we nailed it on the first try, yo. So good. So,
Okay, the forecast. We've got dry weather all the way.
so really good to know. If you have been watching the stream from start to finish, you would have seen how poorly I was driving at the start. And that's very normal. You got to remember, Formula One drivers, they don't rock up at the track and start driving, even though they're pretty good. They are spending time in sim, specifically training for the next race.
Okay, our best lap so far, 1:41.6. Okay, so we're top of the speed trap, 331.6 kilometers per hour.
And so I realize I'm yabbering away, and I'm not fastest. Charles Leclerc's fastest. Ooh, he's definitely pushed it up a notch, and it's not by much. The thing is I'm technically fast enough to go through Q1 with that, but do we want to finish first in every session?
Now, we've all done a lot of work for this circuit on the simulator, but nothing beats real data. Bear in mind the car's capability changes based on track conditions, so your reference points may not always be in the same place.
Interesting. He kind of said what I said. All right, you know what? Go to track, flying lap. Let's see if we can beat Charles. I thought that was really good. That's an amazing lap from Charles. I must have lost time somewhere. Okay, let's go and fetch Charles. Oh, that was pitiful. I was trying to switch the ERS button down, and clearly I'm a man, I can't do two things at the same time. Whew. Okay. That was pretty intense. Not intense. Intense. But I think that was a little bit better. Let's have a look. It did say fastest lap. Yes, half a second. Take that, Charles. But yeah, alright. So, Ferrari fastest. Interesting. I wonder if that is a precursor to this weekend. Be good if it was, because holy crap, if they had some tough races. There's like rumors that Charles Leclerc might leave Ferrari and that Oscar will take his place, and so please let Ferrari have a good weekend. Okay, now race. I haven't done a race start in a very long time. We're going to be on cold tires. There's going to be pit strategy as well. It's a lot of things to take in, and I prefer not to use the rewind if I can. Yeah. Cool. What, no stupid exit speech, dude, after that qualifying? Oh, hang on, that was just Q1. Of course it was.
Okay, radio check, radio check.
Radio check. Go to track. Flying lap. Let's just get it in the bag if we can. We did say we want to do a whole weekend. This is the stuff we have to do in that case. See if I can build a bit of a gap. Okay, here we go. Hot lap engaged. Not the best, I'm not gonna lie. Oh, we're catching him way too fast. Oh good, he's out of the way. Yeah, I don't know why I came in that hot. Oh no, that was a shortcut. Alright, we have to do it again. Yeah, that time would count. Damn, and now I'm in his dirty hair. Yeah, let it go. That was village. Okay, let's go. Return to garage. Let's see. That was village.
To view your current tyre,
Yeah.
brake and engine temperatures, press the MFD button to open the multifunction display, and then press it again to cycle through.
Whatever, mate. If you're watching the stream and you're going, why is your shirt the wrong way around? I've actually flipped the camera on purpose so that I
P15.
steer in the same direction as on camera. Oh, you kidding me? Oh, stop bloody talking, mate. Return to garage. Will I have enough time? I could get eliminated if I do this wrong. Yep. Prepare time session. How much time do we have? 5 minutes. Okay. I think what I need to do
We've had to spend time repairing the damage to the car.
is shut up and focus. It's not like this is Formula One, one of the hardest forms of racing in the world, right? Whew. It's getting hot under the collar. And what's the condition of our tires? They're right. Okay, I'm gonna shut up Because if I don't know this, we're out. Here we go.
2 minutes remaining in the session. We need a good lap here or we're out of qualifying. Come on.
Oh no! I said I don't want to use it, and of course what's going to happen? I'm going to use it. Okay, so turn steering wheel. Let's maybe just go a little... Oh, it's R2. A little bit forward. Get to the acceleration zone. And X. Don't take a shortcut. Oh. It's all gone Pete Tong. Oh my goodness. All right, okay. And resume. Oh no, it's... Oh my goodness, okay. When it goes wrong, it goes wrong. Find your energy. No, I'm not going to be fast anymore.
We've dropped to P15.
I know. Oh dear, and after such a good run as well. That's alright. Let's just see if we can get out. See, now you tense up. Okay. Oh, hang on, this is Q3. Oh no! No! Oh my goodness. Is it? Ah, jeez. How about choking at exactly the wrong time, right? There we go. Ladies and gentlemen, I've got a bit of a race in front of me. Wouldn't have it any other way, he says. Oh dear. All right. Well, we take the good with the bad, and everything was, you know, I was becoming cocky. I think that's a key thing as well.
Radio check, please. Radio check.
Radio check. Oh, hang on. This is Q3. Still to my point. I was getting cocky, and getting cocky causes that to happen. You don't concentrate. Obviously, I've been playing for a while now, and so you also get a bit of mental fatigue. But regardless, I wasn't concentrating. I wasn't thinking of the next turn. I was just like, yeah, look at me. I'm a second faster than everybody else. And then, boom, complacency, smack in the face. We got lucky. To be fair, I was kind of looking forward to starting in 8th place and driving all the way to the front. See, cocky, but we've got a second chance. Let's focus. We'll drive out.
Okay, engines fired up. We're set.
Okay. Beautiful time of the day as well with the sun setting. Okay, we've got a McLaren catching us, so we can't take all the time in the world. But also you don't want to take out all the life out of the tires, so you definitely don't want to go too fast. Keep it on the clean side of the track. Now imagine doing this with millions of people watching you, driving a car that's worth almost like a freaking 50 million or whatever it is. That pressure must be on another level. Okay. This is for pole position. Oopsie. Bit wide. Bit sharp on turning. Good switch to ERS deploy.
Yes, mate, that's P2. You're currently in second place.
Okay. P2.
Right, so our best lap so far, 1 minute 41.0. Okay, so we're top of the speed trap, 329.8 kilometers per hour.
Cool. Let's just see where I got beat there. Goodness gracious, third place. Hey, I'm pulling it out. And it's on medium as well. It shows how hard this track is. Like, I know if this was a Spa or something, I'd be smashing them because I know the track well. But there's definitely time in there. I can definitely do that. It's only 0.13.
The report's good. We're looking at a dry session.
Okay, 4 minutes remaining.
All clear the garage, please. Cars ready to
This is
leave.
it, Tim. Here we go. Here we go. Can we stick it on P1? Concentrate face activated. Okay, tires are warming up. Oh, that would be such a sweet line if I could do that. Qualifying. All right, team. Not good. Lost a lot of time there. Clawed some time back. Oh. Did we make it? Did we make it? Did we make it? Does handling vary between different cars? Very good question, Jared. Let us first check if that was enough, because I don't know if there's more time left in the oh wow. Okay. And did we do it?
That wraps up.
Damn!
But don't worry,
Damn!
we'll be back tomorrow. Head into the Grand Prix.
Oh, well done to Lewis Hamilton. Oh, damn, that is annoying. I definitely made some mistakes there. Go, Lewis. Does handling vary between different cars? I don't actually know that. I remember in a fairly older version of Formula One, you could set the settings as you do your career to have the cars emulate what they're currently at. And so if you were to drive, for instance, a Haas, you'd potentially be at the back of the grid, or an Alpine, I guess, at this point, which is good. Be able to finish in 10th. But I actually don't know. I'd have to Google that to actually find that out if it does have a difference. But I think, yeah, maybe that's why. Yeah, let's use that as an excuse. Thanks, Jared. The reason why I came in second is because the Red Bull has been deemed bad for this race, and I did an amazing job. No, I did not. This is a track I don't know well. There's many blind corners that really will take, I think, a good amount of additional time really setting into the subconscious. I'm still heavily relying on my not subconscious but conscious brain to try and pick breaking points. And I believe your subconscious is where the the amazing power is at. And the more you leave it to do what it knows how to do, the better you'll drive. But because you're nervous, you're not knowing the track well, you're kind of talking to it in a way, and sort of that's kind of causing mistakes. And yeah, I made a couple of mistakes there. I mean, 0.2 of a second, that's, if you think about it, it's quicker than you can blink your eye. But regardless, I'm not P1, I'm P2. And so let's get into the race and see if I can beat Lewis that way. Handling does vary in real life between the different cars, of course. I think it'll be cool if they do have that, but maybe if we look at the actual race start setup, because if you got Haas at the back, then maybe that's true. Okay, settings. Nope. Okay, let's get into it. I'm nervous for this. It's been a while since I've done a proper race from start to finish.
Welcome to Austin, Texas for the
Thanks,
United
Jared.
States Grand Prix. With lots of overtaking opportunities, this track is quickly becoming a firm fan favourite.
Yes.
As the clock ticks down to lights out, let's join the teams down on the grid.
Ooh. Jared.
We're racing today then in Travis County, Texas, where 20 corners and speeds of up to 200 miles per hour await us on this magnificent racetrack. It's 60% full throttle with plenty of good opportunities to pass, especially through the 2 DRS zones into turn 1 and the long back straight into turn 12. What a race we have in store today. So with the race not far away from starting, here's what today's
Here comes
grid
your answer,
rundown
Jared.
looks like. Lewis Hamilton lines up on pole position, edging out Max Verstappen, who'll start from P2. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Leclerc, Piastri, George Russell, and Norris, Hulkenberg, Stroll,
No.
Sainz, and Pierre Gasly, Ocon, Albon,
Yeah,
Ollie Behrman, and Fernando Alonso.
not likely this grid.
Antonelli, Sonoda,
That's
Isaac
likely.
Hadjar, and Gabriel Bortoletti.
Unlikely. They would have had to do
Doohan,
something bad.
And Liam Lawson rounds off the grid.
Jack Doohan.
That's it then. It's time to go racing as we head down trackside for today's race.
All right.
And alongside me in the commentary box today, former racing driver herself, Naomi Schiff. So we're getting close to the start of the race. What will this driver be experiencing?
Big nerves.
Big excitement?
Yep.
What?
It certainly is a time leading up to the race where drivers feel quite nervous because that adrenaline is starting to build and it gets into your mind. So you've got to stay focused, try not to distract yourself too much. But I will say that it's once the formation lap starts, at least it was for me, that was a time where the nerves started to calm down and I got really honed in and focused on the start that was coming.
Okay, mate. Radio check, please. Radio check.
Oh, radio check. All right, so thanks, Jared. Bro, second still amazing. Yes, but I've heard people say second is first of the losers, and because it's on medium, I felt that I could have gotten that. But again, we live, we learn, and most importantly, we try to take things to the next level. So next time we play COTA, we'll be better, but we'll definitely focus on improving our racing lines. I might even turn on the racing line just to see what is the optimum way to take some corners. Or better yet, we'll do some time lapse and then see what the fastest times on the world and see how they take the corners. So, okay, we're in. It's time for the race. I can't remember how many laps it is, so basically we'll open up fuel strategy, a race tire strategy. As you see, we have options. The default strategy means I start on medium and then I go into a hard tire. So roughly around 10 laps. So I'm doing a total of 20 laps, which I think is all right. Alternate strategy, start on softs, means you get a better getaway, maybe pull out, and then you go medium, medium. I like the fact of that because of the fact that when I go medium, medium, I've got more grip, less chance to mess things up. The ending on the hard tire will be tricky. But remember, we're not doing crazy hot laps now. We're actually going to do into a bit of a race session where you kind of drive at 90% power mentally. But also I'm going to want to try and manage a gap if I'm in the front, of course. 2 pit stops, you can see there the difference in time. And this is good. If you ever watch Formula One and you go, well, what is the difference between pit strategies? You can see there. they've done a simulation, and this is what they do in real life, obviously to a much higher degree, is that if you run it on the data that we've got so far on the medium and the hard tires, your total race time should be 32 minutes and 50 seconds. Nothing going wrong, no safety cars, nothing. If you go for the alternative strategy, as you can see, it's 14 seconds longer, and that's because of the extra pit stop. But of course, you're slightly faster because of the medium. 14 seconds is a lot, but of course, your time will be depending on how good you race. I think we're going to go for the default one. Cool. Car setup. We're currently in Park Fanway, so we cannot change that. Default strategy. Okay, so before I get started here, how it works is I'm going to have to hold the clutch, hold the accelerator, and then basically when it turns green, you drop the clutch and then you slowly feed in the power. Now the good news is I've got the inside line, but the bad news is I don't know where to brake when I'm not at full speed down this track. Of course, I've got Lewis as a yardstick, and so I'll just try and stay inside. I'm not going to try some ballsy move into the first corner because he's going to cut across and he's going to basically come into my nose. So I think the ultimate thing for me here is if I can get to the back straight just behind Lewis, then we can maybe engage, higher ERS deploy, overtake, and then we can hopefully settle into the race. But you never know. We also, and I'm not going to say it, but we don't want to use that function that makes us go back in time if we can. All right, 30 minutes. It's going to be a long race. Let's see how it goes. Ooh. Cool. Start the race.
Okay,
Foot on clutch.
in, hold it there until the start. Clutch out, we're green.
Now remember, we are medium tires, so I can't fly through this the same way I did before. And also, we're on a higher fuel load. Feeling our way through. Okay, very slow through there, but that's all right. We're behind Lewis. Oh, that's planned. Let's deploy some of that battery. Catch up to Lewis if we can. Ah, cool. Scraping. That's realistic. And brake. We also need to take care of our tires. Let's see if we can go flat out through here on the mediums with heavy fuel load. So far, so good.
Okay, DRS is now available.
Good. Bit of a shortcut there.
Let's use overtake and burn off some of this energy.
Okay, I'm not within 1 second yet, so that's why I don't have DRS. Going for it. Yeah, boy!
Brilliant, nice move. Keep going.
See, hear that chirping? Rear tire getting hot there. Here we go. Whoa, oh. What? Not sure what I did there. Finding new parts of the track. Part of the experience.
Good job. That was the fastest lap of the race so far.
Okay. Focus on breathing. Focus on getting into a good rhythm. And then you do that. I'll probably get a warning for that. Remember, Lewis started on medium. On the hard, sorry. So he's going to be faster later. Okay.
No tyre concerns at the moment, just focus on the driving.
Thank you. First time I went down to first gear in that corner. That's good. Whoa! Squeaky bum time. He's still there. Locked up the inside front wheel. Again, locking up the inside front, but that's alright. It's just slight under rotation, which is alright. Whoa, was that a cut? Trying to carry a little bit more momentum through there instead of just blasting and accelerating and braking. Four seconds gap, that's not a lot, especially considering the difference in tire compound. Ooh! Almost went shopping. Whoop. Turning a bit early there. So scared of cutting that corner. Better. Save a bit of energy for the straight. Nice.
We're approaching the pit window now, and you're going to be on hards next time.
Almost chanced that one a little bit too much. Tires are still feeling good though. I think we can do one more lap. Let's just have a look. Pit window 10. 8 laps. We're still good. Downforce is fine. Just overshot my mark because I'm trying to concentrate on too many things. Like for instance now. Yeah, lost so much time there just concentrating on the wrong things. Hee-ho! Cowboy and COTA. Oh, Lando's out. What? There goes his tidal lobes. Ooh.
Okay, Yuki is coming in for his stop now.
Got a lot of battery power left.
Caution, caution.
Sector 1 and 2. Okay. Ooh, that's Norris. Hopefully I didn't do anything wrong there.
Okay, the incident's been cleared. Let's get back up to racing speed. Come on.
I was racing.
Okay, the pit window's open, so let's box this lap. Box this lap.
Okay. Blatant cut. That was stupid. I just expected it to grip up and it just didn't. Oof, just completely missed that corner.
Okay, pit in this lap, and remember the speed limit. We'll be penalised if we exceed it. Keep that in mind as you approach.
I could have so easily spun out there. Do I need to do anything in the pits, please? Turn in. Oh, I was late. Okay. That's a cool mechanic.
Right, let's go. Come on.
All right.
Stop wasn't great. We've lost some time there.
Yeah, that's fine. All right, we're rolling. Now we're on hard tires. That means even less grip.
Look after these tyres now. We want to finish the race on this compound.
Okay, at least they got me into some clear air, which is always good. Remember hard tires.
No need to worry about the tyre condition for now. Everything's looking good.
So far, so good.
The car behind's just boxed for mediums. Car behind on the medium tyre now.
Let's go. Good ERS deployment there. Oh, if I can just get that line every time.
Great work. That's a new fastest lap of the race.
Thank you. Breathe. That's so smooth, that. Amazing what happens when you breathe. Oof. Let's go! Now Hamilton's going to be on a faster tire, so he's going to be catching up that gap. Whoops. Didn't lose too much time there, so that's good. Got a bit of time back with that good corner. Whoop. I must check my tires. They seem to be letting go a little bit. George is fastest. What? Okay, that was a bit of a hell acceleration there. What tires is he on? He's on mediums. Put my foot on the clutch there for a second. That's not good. And he takes it back. Baby! That's the first time I cut that inside chicane correctly. Ooh. See what happened there is my phone lit up, so obviously somebody's messaged me, and I just took my mind off of it. It's so hard. Just got to concentrate the whole time. Clean lap, but yeah, not the best. Ooh, that chirp. Not sure if I should run wide like that, but we did. Let's use a little bit of those engine revs, shall we? Engine's seemingly good. Of course, we're burning off fuel, so the car is getting lighter as we go. Good lap. Still 8 seconds. It's looking good. Oh, she bites. Wow, that was sharp. Yeah, lost a bit of time there. That was not good. Mental fatigue is setting in. And tires are wearing.
Okay, no issues with tyre wear for now. Keep taking care of them.
Whew, deep breaths. Bit wide on that. Bring it nice back in for this. Straight line the apex. But that spits us out wide. That's such a tricky corner. I love it. I love it. A lot of boost. We're maintaining that gap. Just not as well as we'd like to, but whoop. Thinking about other stuff again. Yeah, let's take a nice easy lap. Like a bat out of hell. I don't know why I keep singing that Meatloaf song. I apologize, everybody.
Okay, this is your final lap.
Ah. Let's concentrate. Let's bring it home. No lap records. All blown engines. Coasting home at this rate. So is Lewis. Maybe his tires are dropping off. Here we go. Yeah, boy!
Yeah, well, it took a while, but when it's a win, good weekend.
Well done, Max.
Whoo! Driver of the day, Fernando Alonso. Whatever, they're just Max haters. Wow, okay.
And in the end, there was no Verstappen. Max Verstappen. He takes victory.
No Verstappen, Max Verstappen. That is so sad, man. Ah, Crofty.
Basically become a formality for Verstappen to win. Now I wonder if he could make a wheelbarrow go fast.
Of course he can. Wow, okay. That was intense. I forgot how hard it is. I can feel it in my wrists. But clean race, no rewinds. Very little mistakes.
Time for our podium celebrations. And as ever in Formula One, 3 is the magic number. But there can only be one on the top step. Your number 1, Max Verstappen.
Doot, 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 doot. Max Verstappen. That would be really good right now. Being on the podium, not the champagne. But yeah, champagne would be cool. I like the graphics. It's actually pretty cool. Character models aren't too bad. Pity we didn't get first in all sessions. But let's see. Did I get enough points to at least go to level 2 game? Oh, well, well, well. I have been rewarded for stuff. I guess because I used the rewind some places and I didn't have a perfect weekend. You know, didn't get that much, but hey.
With that, we wrap up another weekend of motorsport action. But with more races lined up, be sure to join us when we come back with more Formula One.
Advance, I guess. Sorry, not sure what happened there. But hey, we made some money. Ka-ching! Alright. Cool. So, where are we? So, I would say this is the first successful stream using green screen, Formula One, steering wheel setup. A lot of things to do, and thus I need your input. Like, give me a bit of feedback. What did you feel was good, was bad, was ugly? You know, definitely at the start, not having certain things in OBS work for no apparent reason. I'm going to have to go on Google and figure that out. But yeah, it was a lot of fun, a lot of learning. Hopefully you learned something about this, or maybe you feel like, hey, maybe I'll give this Formula One a go. There are many other racing games. I would say that Formula One is a high entry mark, but saying that, you can actually play this game as a newbie and work your way up. You know, especially things like, you know, taking on a, it seems terrible to say, but a lower racing series like an F3 and F2. I do think there's like a career mode, and so you're actually working up through the very series. Trust me, this is great. If you can go through an F3 and F2 season, your step up to Formula One, you'll be way, 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 way ahead of most people. Seriously. Spotify, Harris Heller, awesome. So, one of the things I felt with this game was that every year they take a step forward, right? They do something a little bit better. And I felt that tires were better than ever. I don't know how close it is to real life sim. You know, everybody says F1 is a racing sim, but you know, those that are hardcore professionals will always lean into other things like iRacing and, you know, things like that. But I felt it felt really good, very progressive. I would feel that sometimes on corner exit, when you push into the throttle and you get an oversteer moment, there's this period where you literally have to come fully out of it to get it back. It just sort of goes dead and just turns. Now, I don't know if that's real. I might call Lewis or Max, shield, what's up? Is that real? Go and have a go at it. I know Lando does a lot of streaming. I don't know if he's doing it at the moment because he's heavily focused on his World Championship, and so he should be. Yeah, I felt it's pretty good. Pretty good. The whole race progression was lovely. I really enjoyed it. And I think there's a lot we can do better. So, let's talk a little bit about what we're going to do next. So, if you've been watching my streams, thank you. If you've been catching up on my streams, great. Give us some feedback. But now we're going to rotate into probably a more fixed schedule. And like I said, I want to do 3 things every weekend if possible, life permitting. These will be things like my top 100. So if you watch this, please go and check out my website, sign up for the newsletter. I'm going to start sending out instructions on how to vote up stuff, and we're going to pick our next one. We had Jared mention a game earlier. Definitely, we had Vidas come in and he said, let's get into Doom. You never know. If he's the only one that votes, then maybe Doom is next. But there's 3 things we want to do. We want to do a meta, try to identify how to get better at something. We have a top 100 that's going to come, and then there's a game that I want to play. At this point, it's probably going to be just Hades. But Battlefield 6 is definitely on the card, so I'm going to be streaming that next week. So check out on my website. There's going to be a schedule telling you what is happening and where. And I try to do a good job of putting in time, time zones around the world. So if you're coming in from the US or whichever other place, they should be able to identify roughly what the right time is. I have been streaming on Twitch, but potentially like my stream this morning, I'm not sure if it's really working. That's part of the things that we're going to figure out. I'll spend a bit of time researching, understanding these things better. And then eventually I'm going to be doing Kick and Rumble as well. So I want to get, this hopefully wonderful content out to the further reaches of humanity and maybe even aliens. Who knows? But yeah, it's been awesome. If you enjoyed this, give it a like. If you want to, subscribe. It's gonna help me. Like I said, I've quit my job. This is me now. This is what I want to do. And so the quicker I can grow this channel, the quicker I can just focus all my time on expanding this. So definitely want some feedback, but most importantly, I just want you to enjoy this. And I really enjoyed it, as I said. Hope you have a fantastic wherever you are day, and we'll catch up soon. So all the best. Yeah, see you later. Ciao.